Hello, welcome to No Rest for the Vivid Business podcast. My name is Claire Hill. I am your host, founder of the Vivid Business Club, self-belief coach, business coach, queen of self-belief, all of the titles that I have given myself. I am sharing with you some of the best episodes of No Rest for the Vivid over the last nearly 4 years. Can you believe it? And today I would love to share with you a podcast episode where I talked all about power clarity. You know, that kind of clarity where you don't need to wonder what to do next. It's just there. You know exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it. And this is perfect for the summer because it's gearing you up ready to hit September running. If you haven't already followed and subscribed to the podcast, I would love you to. It is like giving a great big high five to me, telling me that you love what I'm doing here. All right, enjoy the episode. And I'll see you in the next one. Hello, welcome to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. My name is Claire Hill. I'm a self-belief coach. That's it. I was like, and a warrior. Of course, I'm a warrior. I'm the founder of the Vivid Business Club. And I'm here today to talk about power clarity. It is a term I've made up today, but I think you can get the gist of what it means. That clarity that can send a rocket up your arse and get you to where you want to be, just by having those conversations and mapping out what is keeping you stuck. That's what we're here to do today. I'm currently live streaming on Instagram. Say hello to everybody that's watching. Come in if you're here. Come in. Let's just do this recording. I feel like I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone today doing this. This is my zone of unfamiliarity that I am doing more things that are unfamiliar to me. So I want to encourage you to think outside of the box and do a similar thing. Before I get on to the nitty gritty of what power clarity is and how I've helped 2 people find it in just the last 4 days, I want to encourage you and suggest to go and force you in a nice way to go and hit subscribe and follow to the podcast. This week is a big week for me because today is currently Tuesday, and on Thursday I am interviewing Gay Hendricks. He is the author of The Big Leap, for those of you on Instagram, The Big Leap, and also the author of Your Big Leap Year. And this book changed my life. Seriously changed my life. Even today, I read a couple of pages and my head was just exploded. Again, with clarity. It's understanding what is holding you back and how to move forward that can really power up your business. But the reason why I'm talking about this is asking you to follow and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to it. Even if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm getting guests like Gay Hendricks on now. So if you've been here since episode 1, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to those of you who have already subscribed and followed me. I see you and I'm grateful, massively grateful for all of that support. It means so much because I tell you what, this episode come in, I'm not quite sure what episode it is. I think it's 214. Now, I have seen, I think my wonderful Hannah, who's going to edit this podcast, is actually watching on Instagram. So potentially she can find out what episode it is. I think it's 214, but I'm not quite sure. But anyway, it's coming very soon. So let's get into the nitty gritty of this podcast as I get comfortable. Right. Power clarity. You may have felt this before. You may have felt those days where, you know, when you do a brain dump and you write your list and you highlight the bits that you need to do and then you get it done. You're sitting there thinking, I'm a freaking boss here. Or when you create a piece of content that you're like, nailed that. And then you get a sale or an email that you've sent. Remember, email list is pivotal to your business and is an asset. An Instagram following is not an asset. Just saying, assets build businesses. But you send out an email and you make money from it, or you have a new product and you map out the launch and you're like, bang, I know what I'm here to do who I'm here to serve, who I'm here to make things for, and I know where I'm going. I'm a freaking warrior boss. And that clarity just makes you want to sing all the time. Yeah. If you're watching on Instagram, you know that kind of clarity, that power clarity. That clarity is what I got for two amazing women in the last 4 days. I'm going to tell you the story about both of them, where they were and where I got them to. So first up, I can't say, oh, Gay, thanks, Hannah. She's live. Gay Hendricks podcast episode is episode 216, due out on the 18th of April. You're amazing, Hannah. That was brilliant. So that's really cool. So if you listen to this episode is coming out on the 1st of April. So you've got a couple of weeks. I'm so excited. Oh, dear God. I've got to stop thinking about it. Well, I'm going to calm myself now. Okay, so this client came to me. I had a feeling, both of these ladies, by the way, are in my membership, the Vivid Business Club. And I'd sensed that this one in particular needed a little bit of guidance. I'd been watching her content and I'd been like, okay, what's going on? Who are you? What are you selling? Now, I do know the answers to those questions, but because I am leading the membership that she's in. So what do people that are coming across her profile think? Now, I just want to say this is no criticism to her at all, because what she provides is amazing. It's so good. So good. It's so valuable. But there was a way she was marketing it that didn't align to who she was and what she was putting out there. So the first step, and by the way, this client, we did the first 15 minutes, we've nailed almost everything. 15 minutes. The rest of that call, and she's actually going to become a one-to-one client. The rest of that call was saying, right, what's the action steps? Because once you get the clarity, once you get the power clarity, you need to know how to put that power clarity into position, how to action it. So she came to me, she was like, I'm not sure about this. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to make money in my business. And I was like, okay, first up, let's lay it all out. Let's change your job title. What do you want to be called? What title would encompass everything that you offer? So we tweaked it. And it was about giving the clarity, the power clarity that came in that moment was giving her permission so she could be called whatever she wanted. We are in a wonderful and exciting period of time in our business and in the world where you can basically create a business doing anything. Like, I'm a mug holder. I hold your mugs. Imagine, I bet there's somebody in the world that would pay someone to hold their mug for them. Is there? I bet there is. Now I've said that, I think that is ridiculous, Claire. But you can literally become anything and charge somebody. There'll be somebody in the world that will pay for it. And now I feel like I need to go and research whether somebody actually sells, I'll hold your mug for you. In what sense? Maybe at like, in athletics or something like that. I don't know, I'm going off on a tangent. As you can tell, my sort of opinion with this is anything is possible. Any dream is possible. Let's make it inevitable. That's like, that's what I'm all about. So I bet you any money I do find someone that holds a cup. Anyway, so totally, I've interrupted myself. Power clarity. So by giving her permission to call herself something that had elements of what she wanted to offer, but also adding that authority. The thing with power clarity is owning the authority that you already have. And I believe that you right now listening to this, you have all of the magic you need to grow a magically successful business. You have everything you need and everything is happening exactly as it should, but potentially you need someone like me to come into your business and sort it out, sift through the shit and clarify what you're talking about. Now, for that client, what was being held back for her was opinions of other people. Oh, we've heard that before, haven't we? And just by getting validation that those opinions are there, but we can change the way we market your business so that those opinions don't count anymore. They never counted in the beginning, but don't count anymore, as well as potentially the limiting beliefs that held her back from her previous career. So we sorted that out a little bit as well. And I gave her this idea of launching a membership. The thing with memberships, and I love my membership, I love the Vivid Business Club. Like, it is my favorite place. But I think the way that people market memberships is that it's really easy to do. It's really easy. Look, it's low ticket. I charge £41 a month for you to be in the Vivid Business Club. And that number, 41, is just magic. I love that number so much. The fact that I charge £41 for the Vivid Business Club now is like, I just love saying it. I know right now you think I'm bonkers, but I'm not, because 1141 are my angels numbers. Anyway, but I charge £41 a month. With that, you get access to 2 group calls a month, a guest expert training, the new Impact 15-minute calls to just make quick impact with me, one-to-one calls. You get up to one of those a month. So if you're feeling stuck about something, you can just book a call, thrash out with me in 15 minutes. And I know I can do it in 15 minutes. You also get a library of resources and trainings and Searchy. The platform is on Searchy, where you can literally ask any good question. I'm also creating an AI robot version of me. How cool is that? Called Sandra. Sandra is the new Q&A goddess that lives inside the Vivid Business Club, and you can ask her any question, as well as I'm creating one for the podcast. I don't know what she's going to be called, probably Deirdre. It's always Sandra and Deirdre for me. And Deirdre, you'll be able to ask any questions to Deirdre about the podcast. So if something's come up for you, you don't even have to message me. You can just ask Deirdre. How cool is that? So cool. So you've got all of that platform, plus you get put into an accountability pod if you want to. Plus you get invited to social events to find your tribe and your warrior sisters, really. And you get invited to CEO days where you can really thrash out and make your business amazing, which some members have used those 2 days to literally explode the business and make more money than they've ever made before. And we get a Christmas party. All of that for £41 a month. There was something else I've missed out. Oh, 10% off working with me one-to-one and my group programs. £41 a month. So when you start out this idea of memberships, you're like, that is unbeatable value. But what my client missed out in the first instance of marketing this, and we haven't even started our one-to-one process properly, is the transformation. And that leads me on to the second client I want to talk to you about, because with her, we had a 2-hour meeting. We had all of that opportunity to thrash things out and create a plan and start discussing the transformation that she offered. Because the thing with what you're selling, even if you're selling earrings or beautiful jewelry or VA services, I just think about my VA, Hannah, if you're still watching. I love her so much. We met in real life and we got on really well. Thank the Lord. Can you imagine if we hated each other? Thankfully, we love each other. I hope you love me too. Is that professional? I don't know. I'm running my own business. I can say what I like. Can I? You see the doubt in me going, can I say that I love my VA? I'm not sure. I did a reel with her the other day. Well, she didn't know it was going to be a reel, but I did that old trick where you pretend that you're taking a picture, but actually you're filming. And I got her, even though she'd seen me do that before with other people on my stories. But by the by, let's go back and talk about this client. The transformation. It's okay. Oh, she sent me a heart. It's all right. It's okay for you to understand the transformation because you live and breathe it. I know the transformation of my clients. I know the transformation of the people in my group program. I know the transformation of the people inside the membership. I know all of that. But how do I communicate? How do you communicate the transformation of where your client or customer goes from and to? And the clarity that you get from that power clarity from understanding that transformation, but also the middle bit. It's all well and good knowing where they've come from, ideal client, where they are right now, where they're going to be after they've received your product or your service, but the bit in the middle, thrashing out that. what is the framework that you provide? What is the product that you provide? What is the service that you provide to get from there to there? Now, with the client that I met 2 hours today, her product suite did not represent her transformation. She wanted to do one particular thing for her clients. She wanted to take them from this to this in a very powerful way. But when I said to her, how do you do that? She was like, well, I don't really know. Also, what was missing from her product suite was investments to suit all abilities. Because your ability to invest right now may be quite low. You might be like, especially say if you meet me, you're like, I like what she's on about, and you have no idea about what work I create or the impact that I give or anything like that. So you want to try me out. Now, a really good way to try me out for completely free, for free investment, is watching me on Instagram or watching me or listening to the podcast. It's a great way for you to test me, try me out, see if what I do helps you. And there's no investment. So your ability to invest at that point is nil. Well, actually, I'm going to contradict myself now. It's not nil, it's time. Are you willing to invest that time into listening to one of my podcasts and action it? Probably. For those of you who are watching on Instagram, you're investing the time right now, live streaming this episode. You've got that time. Fantastic. Love that investment. The energy. Have you got the investment of energy? Are you willing to invest the energy to actually get that action happening without accountability? Now, at that point, you might be a bit like, well, it sounds good. I've got a little bit of a dopamine kick from listening to that, but I'm not sure whether I can actually action it because I don't have that accountability. Well, that's when you enter into the rest of my services. Now, for her, it was exactly the same situation. It was the situation, I'm so sorry, I've just got to pause there. My dog's in the room and she's snoring really loudly. So I've just got to talk, say, Skylar, just to wake her up a little bit. My house is full of snorers. Literally everybody snores in this house apart from me. Even my cat Khaleesi snores. I don't snore. No, I don't snore. Well, I don't think I snore. I definitely don't snore. Everybody else snores. So thanks, Skylar. Well, I will continue. So making sure that you have a product suite and services that cater for all of those investment abilities is really key, because someone might want to come in at a lower level or a higher level. And it's not because they don't have the money. It's because they're not able to make that investment yet because the trust factor hasn't increased yet. That trust and that nurture hasn't like really formulated into their hearts, you know, like, because when you really love somebody and you think, I really want to work with her, I am ready to go all in with time, with energy, with money, there needs to be a huge amount of trust. And that comes from giving value and them actioning it. But there are some people, like, you can listen to an amazing podcast. You might listen to this one or watch the live and think, what an amazing, oh God, I'd never thought of that before. Then you have to actually write it down, make a plan, like go and look at your products and your offer suite right now. Do you have lots of different size investments to reflect different investment abilities? Because the other thing that we worked on today as well is the belief that it can be easy to make money. But if you don't have a product suite, a service suite that is reflective of different people's investment abilities, you're not making it easy to make money. Your ideal client may be like, it's got nothing to do with money at that point. It's about how much they trust you. And if you don't have those options, they're going to be like, all right, I'm going to walk away. So the first thing we did actually with this client is we wrote down, and it's because it's in front of me, we mapped out the beliefs that she wanted to have in order to move forward into that version of her that makes 5K months plus. So we wrote them down, and then we looked at the behaviours attached to those beliefs. Because remember, when we are looking at beliefs, it has to start from behaviours. You start the behaviour, you build confidence in that behaviour, then the belief comes. And this is where self-belief, when I'm teaching you to 10x your self-belief, there are 7 steps to 10x in your self-belief. And we go through each of those carefully and we strategize and we move you forward. You don't just meet me and go, boom, I'm 10x self-belief. Whoop, whoop, let's go. I'll give you a lot of power clarity when you first meet me. And this is why I'm talking about it today. You get loads of power clarity, but it might be that the 10x into the self-belief is it's gonna come like, you know, it's gonna get there. You can find the glimmer of it and then you're like, whoa, I feel good. And then, okay, power clarity really leans into 10x in your self-belief. Like if you've got that power clarity, you start to feel like it's inevitable because the shit is out of the window, the gunk is cleaned off, and you can get going. You can take action. So when we looked at her beliefs, one of the beliefs that she wanted to embody is that it was easy for her to make money as an expert in her niche/world. Now, when I say world, we're not talking about the whole world. We're talking about the world that you create. And for her, we're talking about her niche that we even niche down a little bit further. So when she had that niche, it was like, okay, if I'm going to believe it's easy for me to make money, what are the behaviors that support that? One of them is to make sure that she's got as many opportunities to enable people at different investment abilities as possible. So from there, we mapped out a whole new product suite. Now I'm buzzing about this because what we then ended up doing is planning a launch and a whole program. I'm just looking, and I really challenged her on her pricing as well, because another one of her beliefs that she wanted to embody was that she was worthy of charging for her expertise. So one of the behaviors with that is actually acting as you are an expert. Now, this woman, this client, she is absolutely an expert in what she does. However, her behaviors aren't supporting that. Potentially shying away from charging more, being really specific about what she wants to do and what she says yes to. Because remember, if we're going around saying yes to everything, what are we actually saying no to? So we also looked a little bit at her marketing strategy, how she can weave in stories of her expertise. And again, back to that transformation. Where are those clients coming in? Where are they heading out? What are the results for those clients? And where her expertise, with all of the years that she's got, all of those 20 plus years of experience, where's the story to line up with that expertise? And then as she's doing those behaviors, she can start confidently charging for her expertise. She can and I wrote down, confidently charging high tier prices for luxury offers and services. Because remember, if you offer bespoke designs or one-to-one services that are really high up there in level of one-to-one time, that is a luxury. That is a VIP service. You are giving lots of your brain and your time and your dedication and like zero in. Like if you book a 1-to-1 hour with me, I am literally so dialed into what you're saying. I'm like, I don't stop looking at you. When I do it in person, I literally just stare. But this is just a way, maybe it's a bit off putting, I don't know. But then I soak it all in, I make my notes, and then I just go, here you go. Here's your power clarity. So that client this morning went from feeling completely stuck, not a product suite or a service suite that she felt confident about, not really sure what she was selling. She knew what she sort of wanted to sell. She got huge power clarity on what she was selling, a whole new product suite. We priced it out. We looked at her beliefs, or the beliefs that she wanted to embody, and the behaviors that support that belief. And then she's walked out with basically a skeleton launch plan for a new program with action points to create the content surrounding that launch, as well as opportunities to sell that program before she even opens the cart. Power clarity. And from that, she literally, I could see her brain working. She was like, okay, so I can do it then. I can do it then. I can do it then. I was like, yeah. So she was able, and then look at turning the program into a passive course that she could then set up a sequence to sell that course passively in her sleep from the same masterclass that she's going to do. Like, that is what power clarity is. Can you see how she's going to make some serious money now, isn't she? And I'm not saying we all want money. Money is brilliant and we love it, but it's not because of the money. It's because what it enables us to do. And it can enable you to have more holidays, more freedom, more time to cook nice meals if you're into that, like me, more time to spend with your friends, with your family. That's what money gives us. So what behaviours, if you believe that this is easy for you, what behaviours link up to that? I think that's what tomorrow's podcast episode is going to be about. I think if you're live on Instagram, I'm saying tomorrow because this is coming out next week. Sorry, people listening to the podcast. Instagram, I'm going live doing it tomorrow. Okay. So if you would like a bit of power clarity and you feel like this is the time to get my eyes on your business, because you know what? You want to make it easy for yourself. You know that you are worthy of charging for your expertise. And it's about damn time you knew your magic and you started acting like you've got that magic. Then come and book a power hour with me. The link will be in the show notes. If you're on Instagram, the link is in my bio. It's £195 for 1 hour. And that I was going to say 1 week. No, £195 for 1 hour of pure space. The value of having space to talk about your business and gain that power clarity is worth more than £195. Because from that hour, you will be able to go on and create content that sells, be more visible to make more sales, potentially create a launch from a new idea that you're not quite sure about and you just need to thrash it out. Having someone feed back to you from who knows what they're talking about, instead of potentially your other half and he's come home from work, he doesn't really want to talk about it because he's got no idea what you really do or how you market it. Talking to someone who knows their shiz to get you from feeling really overwhelmed in your business, feeling quite lost potentially, feeling like you lack in motivation, to having not just motivation but inspiration. You feel inspired by your own expertise. Now that is power clarity. If you would like to book a power hour, and if you are a Vivid Business Club member, you get it for £175. I know. I do also offer a more intensive one, which is called the Idea Ignition Intensive. And that is what my client this morning enjoyed. She had 2 hours, but also she's got lots of wraparound WhatsApp support as well. So if you would like to book that with me, and I do have payment plans available, if you need them, then you can get in touch. And also I've got my VIP days. How much clarity do you want? Okay, that's it from me today. Thank you for joining me and listening. And I feel right now a little bit awkward because I'm like, I've got to stop Instagram and I've got to stop podcast. But thanks for being here. Again, I'm going to say I'm so grateful for you following and subscribing to this podcast, because without those follows and subscribes, I would not be able to get guests like Gay Hendricks on this week to interview. Have an amazing day wherever you are. Thank you so much for listening to the No Rest for the Vivid podcast. Written, produced and hosted by Claire Hill, and music has been composed by my brother, Phil Vick.